Good morning, Yinrudi South. Good morning, everyone from Phala Beach. Just absolutely stunning. Thank you, Sue Rowan, Jeff Johnson, Bodo, Danny Smith. Good morning to all of you. I hope you are doing superb, fantastic. Let's take a little walk in the surf. Oh my Lord. God has painted a beautiful sky this morning, folks. Welcome to Phala Beach in the city of Banchang, Rayong province, on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf of Thailand. Oh, it's so spectacular. Thank you guys for joining the stream. This is my favorite genre on the YouTube channel here, is to go live with these beautiful sunrises, and today is it's remarkable. I wish you guys were here, but until you can be here, I hope you can enjoy the streams, and kudos to you if you've got it on the big screen, streaming in 720p, but the video quality seems to be pretty good with the GoPro camera. And I actually remembered to wipe the lens this morning. Amateur mistake that I make sometimes. Oh wow, unbelievable. Sea cucumbers. I've never tried sea cucumbers. That I'm aware of. I may have eaten them here in Thailand and they're a different name. Stunning. Big 55-inch screen here. It's spectacular. Thank you, Sue Rowan. We really appreciate your support of this little YouTube channel. And thanks to all of you, whether you can watch live or whether you're watching the playback. We appreciate every view on the channel, and we really appreciate all the comments as well. And all that salt water feels so good. Not a breath of air this morning, so I think the rough surf is due to some storms out in the Gulf. It's definitely full-blown rainy season here in Thailand now, so getting a lot of rain, which is good. The lakes are filling up, reservoirs. Excited about going to see some waterfalls soon. Well, let's just keep heading east here. Head east, Jeff. Sure you remember that band? Daniel Dill. Good afternoon to you, Daniel. Thanks for coming in. Wow. Tide's coming in, seems like. $65. Wow, Jeff, that's really comfortable. Oh, 65-inch screen, got you. Oh my God. I'm jealous, guys, jealous. Well, not actually, because I get the full 360 experience here, but yeah. I may have to start plugging the HDMI in and watching some playbacks at home on the big screen. But just nothing like being here, right? It's just truly amazing, guys. Feel so small. Wow. Thank you, Lord, for a beautiful sunrise for the stream this morning. I didn't know how much heavy cloud cover we were going to have, but couldn't ask for much better than this. Watch out for those sandbar holes. Got a little deep on me right there. But anyway, truly hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world and staying positive. That's what we're going to try to do here in Rayong. For those of you that don't know or didn't catch the latest update from the CCSA here in Thailand, they had a meeting yesterday and then gave a briefing in English yesterday afternoon, and they added 7 more provinces here in Thailand into the dark red classification. And the CCSA advised for those new seven new dark red zones to adhere to the maximum control measures that were in place already for the 10 dark red zones that they had prior to yesterday. So we're just kind of waiting for follow-up instructions from our local government here in Rayong as to what the new control measures are going to be. I mean, we already know what the maximum control measures for the previous 10 dark red zones, and I'm sure some of you are aware that in those dark red zones they closed all dine-in restaurants as well and made it takeaway and delivery only. So that could happen to us here in Rayong, but right now the ladies are planning on opening as normal this morning until we get word, and if there are new measures in place, it may be Monday, you know, before they're implemented. But yeah, you can look up the list of 7 new provinces that were added. So now we're at a total of 17. From what I can understand, the reason Rayong was added into dark red is the metric that they're now using to classify a province as dark red is 100 plus new cases daily. And here in Rayong yesterday, I believe we did have 123. So, but now Chonburi's been, you know, above 200 for quite a while, and they were actually over 500 new cases yesterday. So we were really more actually worried about dark red zone coming to Chonburi, and those maximum control measures include no unnecessary travel outside of your province. So that was our biggest concern, because we do get a lot of customers out of Chonburi, but really was shocked when Rayong was included in the dark red. So it is what it is, as they say. None of us are in control. All we can do is comply. But you know, our business unfortunately has already had a major impact you know, during this time. We definitely have restricted travel out of the capital, and all that stuff's been going on for a while, so that definitely impacts our area as far as domestic tourism. And even a lot of our locals are staying home, you know, stay safe, stay home. So, you know, it's definitely been relatively slow, but they're still doing well. I mean, we haven't had a single day without a customer. So, you know, we're grateful for the customers that we do have. But now, with the new announcement yesterday, if it does happen that we have to go to takeaway and delivery only, I mean, you guys can only imagine the impact that that's going to have on the open mic. So again, we're going to stay positive, and we don't know what we don't know, right? So usually it takes a day or two, and this being the weekend, Saturday morning here in Thailand, it may be even Monday, you know, before we get actual notice of the restrictions that are going to be imposed for Rayong province. And of course, we're closed on Mondays, right? So we will definitely update you when we do know for sure how it's impacting our restaurant. And we really appreciate, you know, all of you guys' support and thoughts and concerns. And you know, Thailand is just at a stage with this crisis that, you know, the West was in probably this time last year. You know, you hear a lot of talk about flatten the curve and hospital capacities and things like that. So, you know, the way I look at it personally is they're trying to save lives, you know, and I don't think that any government leader wants to punish businesses, and they're fully aware of the impact on the economy that this whole thing has been having. But at the same time, you know, they're looking at the reality of the critical care patients and stuff like that, people in ICU, people on ventilators, and so they got a good handle on all of that, right? And you know, that's got to be the priority, right? So we'll just keep swinging, guys, and take it as it comes. We'll definitely keep you guys updated. We like to be very transparent with all of you in regards to our business operations. And worst case scenario, you know, if we go to dine in and takeaway and delivery only, you know, there's a possibility that we may just kind of store everything and wait until we can come back with dine in, because just to be honest with you, I mean, takeaway and delivery for breakfast is just it's not going to be enough, I don't think. I mean, like I say, we'll hang in there and do what we can do, and we're also establishing a food bank giveaway. Rather than do it as an event, we're just preparing the food and having it ready in to-go boxes along with bottled water, and people can just stop and pick that up. So that's what some other businesses were doing, and you know, the staff talked about it, and I'm like, you know, that's the best idea. Instead of worrying about you know, lines of people and doing an event giveaway, just have everything ready, and people just stop and take one meal per family member or whatever, right? So we're definitely gonna do that, because we know there's a lot of people that are struggling, you know, in our area. So we're not the first by any means. We've seen other businesses here in Banchang doing the same thing, right? And so, you know, that's something we can do to kind of mediate the impact on the actual dine-in customers. If that happens, at least we will be able to provide a service, you know, and then we can replenish that, you know, when the meals are gone, and we can just kind of make up some more and replenish that, you know, and do it once or twice a week or what have you. We'll just have to see how it goes, but that's kind of our attitude, you know. It's like rather than focus on the downside of the impact that it may have on the, you know, the near future of our business operation, we just think about you know, others that are less fortunate, and we are in a position where we can do something. So we're going to do that, and we'll probably just kind of take a photo of the food station, the free giveaway, and post it up on the Banchang Facebook groups and stuff, so that people are aware. If they're in need, you know, it's a no questions asked, just stop by and take it, and nobody has to wait on you or anything like that. So that's kind of something we want to go ahead and do, and we'll definitely you know, post something up on the channel as well on the community tab once we kind of get it established. Namien and I talked about 2 different types of meals, right? Big pot stuff, and then put it off into the takeaway plastic bags and the styrofoam boxes and stuff like that, and then you know, have water available too. So anyway, that's where we're at here in Rayong. Catch up with some of you guys in the chat. Wow, we got 27 people watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the view. Welcome to Phala Beach. I believe the tide is coming in for sure. We've been having some really extremely low tides, if some of you that might have noticed on the recent morning streams, where most of these boats are on shore. You know, this little bay here that they've got, this jetty kind of protects this little bay for the fishermen's boats. Really is shallow, right? So they can, so you can tell, I think it's coming back in now. You know, the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours, as they say, but the times are always changing, right? It's not a consistent 12 hours low, 12 hours high kind of thing. So maybe the early mornings are going to turn back into high tide here pretty quick. Here comes the sun. Anyway, you guys know me, no particular reason to go live other than to kind of update you guys. I actually was planning on going to Nakhon Nayok, up to the Royal Thai Army Academy. Wasn't long ago, well, actually last year, that they purchased all new American Standard curriculum to implement into the academy. And the only reason it didn't get implemented after the purchase is there was going to be an onboarding team, an English second language team from Houston, Texas, that was going to come back to the academy. They've been here once and did a full evaluation. I was still working for the academy. That was in early 2019, I believe, and they came in and did their evaluations of our current curriculum and all that, and then had their recommendations, and then the academy went ahead and purchased all American Standard curriculum for all 5 years. It's a 5-year university, so yeah, first year cadets through 5th year cadets. But anyway, I was going to go up there yesterday, speaking with my boss up there, and just spend some time in the old stomping grounds and take a little break, and also evaluate the new curriculum and look at all 5 stages of what they've got ready to go. Like I say, you really can't implement it without the onboarding team per se, but you know, at least I would have firsthand look at everything and be able to kind of weigh in on what I thought we may or may not be able to go ahead with, because obviously we don't know when the team from Houston would be able to come to the academy and get this stuff implemented. So anyway, that was my plan. And then in talking with my boss at the academy, which, I mean, technically I don't have an employment contract with them anymore. You guys know I got a work permit here in Rayong now, so we let the work permit expire and all that. But I've been doing consultation online and you know, doing what I can to stay in touch with them. And a lot of the cadets that have graduated are, you know, really close to me, and we communicate frequently on the Line app. You know, a lot of them kind of consider me their American father in a way, so it's really personal relationship with some of the cadets. But so I was really looking forward to seeing this year's graduating class and popping into my old elective English course. Looky there. There comes the sun. But anyway, all that got canceled after talking to the boss because, you know, he was in the know about, you know, some of the discussions that were going on, that there might be further restrictions and measures imposed and interprovincial travel. So once he kind of told me, he said, you know, you're welcome, obviously, and got a free apartment up there. There's also a hotel on base that I could stay at. But yeah, and then sure enough, yesterday afternoon, I basically decided not to go yesterday morning, and then yesterday afternoon I was glued to the briefing when it was published. You know, I've got my notifications on the CCSA, and when it was 18 seconds, you know, it'd been 18 seconds since the new briefing was posted, and I immediately started watching it, and well, let's just say I had a very loud reaction when I heard Rayong was now classified as deep red, because I know that that, you know, definitely, as far as we know, there would be no, you know, like exemptions for the maximum control measures. Once you're classified as deep red, you automatically jump into the next level of restriction. So anyway, I'm glad I didn't make the trip, because, you know, now you know, Chongchong, Sao, Chonburi, and Rayong were three of the provinces that were added yesterday. So, you know, there's really no way to avoid, you know, traveling through those dark red zones and then re-entering a dark red zone. You know, to come back home, I might be subject to some kind of self-isolation or whatever, right? So, not a good idea, really, to be traveling if you don't have to. I think there's some people traveling that, you know, have plans on trying to find a province that's, you know, yellow, or you know, a zone that doesn't have as many restrictions, and just kind of plan on staying there until things improve. But as far as just traveling for the sake of traveling, and me going to Nakhon Nayok, it wasn't a priority enough to take the risk. But so anyway, you know, we're digesting that information still, and I'm sure the ladies will be following the updates from the local government here in Rayong. If they post anything up to date, which they normally do, even on weekends, we get daily count numbers and everything provincially, and shows the, you know, every sub-district, Phala, Banchang, Klang, all the different sub-districts within Rayong province. We normally, you know, they post that up every day. But as far as, you know, it's kind of like when you read the national news, and the CCSA advise, you know, they advise for the new deep red zones to follow the same maximum control measures, right? Well, I don't know if that gives the governor's latitude, right? It's not like advise is different than ordered, right? So anyway, we just have to wait and see. We're hoping that we can continue dine in, but we're prepared for the worst, right? I mean, you got to kind of have your mindset ready to go so that you're not all just disappointed. And, you know, like I say, we were anticipating some more restrictions coming, especially for Chonburi, because their numbers, like I say, were, you know, were in the multiple hundreds, you know, for quite a while now, and I think 500 and something yesterday. So, but we really didn't think, because Rayong numbers have been pretty consistently low. I don't know how many days we actually had of 100 or more new cases, but I think very few. Normally we were running 70, 80, kind of in that area. So I don't know, I haven't really looked to see how many actual days we had with 100 and above new cases, but I know for sure yesterday was over 100. So if that's the new metric that they're going to use to classify a province as deep red, you know, with the maximum control measures, then obviously any province that has those numbers could immediately be classified in the same category. For example, Udon Thani was added yesterday. That's way up north, east in Isan. My wife's from Udon Thani, and all of her family lives up there. So I had no idea that, you know, they had 100 plus cases or whatever. And then also Surin, which is another province in Isan, not far from Nakhon Nayok. there at the academy. So anyway, like I say, I always tell everyone, if you want to know, detailed information, follow the CCSA. I think a lot of people follow the Tiger News and Pattaya News and different outlets, right, for the English version. But the CCSA is the one that, it's kind of the headlines of the day, and then you just kind of wait for provincial governors to act on it. And so it really is going to suck if there's no interprovincial travel between Chonburi and Rayong. That's really going to suck, because like I say, we have a lot of regular customers that are in Chonburi. We're right here on the border of Chonburi province, so not a far drive, 25 minutes outside of Pattaya even. So we'll just have to see what happens. But that's the update, and now everyone knows. And as soon as, like I say, as soon as we get confirmed orders as that pertains to the restaurant, because I know you guys, many people that follow this channel have followed it since we rented the building and began building the bar itself. So I know a lot of you feel like you have a personal invested interest in it, and as soon as we know, we'll be transparent and probably post it up on the community tab and let you know if we're restricted to takeaway and delivery only. You'll be the first to know as soon as we know. I feel obligated to provide the viewers of this channel that information, because you've been so supportive to us, and many people have been following for a long time. So anyway, there she blows, guys. Beautiful sunrise. Oh, Dave's World. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn around here and get my eyes adjusted so I can read. Dave's World, good morning. Thanks for coming in. Travelers in the house. Is this being recorded? I may have to come back and watch. The dirty 4-letter word is calling. Oh, no problem, Traveler. Yes, the replay will be available on the channel. You're welcome to come back and watch the replay, and the live chat will be viewable too on the replay. So even though you're not watching it live on the replay, you're watching the exact same chat comments, the exact same video footage. So don't worry, man. Work's calling. You gotta go. Sue Rowan, Dave's World, hello. Yeah, hello and welcome. Thank you for that. So, hey, there's Thailand Digital Nomad. Yeah, I hope we can keep in-house dining too, brother. But we're just anticipating. Like say, if you read, I like to go to the Nation for reading up-to-date articles, and if you read the statements by the CCSA rather than just watch the video, if you read the statements, it says after they added those 7 provinces, including Rayong, to dark red, immediately after that, it states that the CCSA advise the same maximum control measures to be implemented, right? So, I mean, does an advisory mean that every governor is ordered to, have the same restrictions as, say, Bangkok, right? Which was deep red previously. I don't know, but Thailand Digital Nomad, I'm sure we will know shortly, if not today, for Monday for sure, but very possible that we will do takeaway and delivery. Travel Crazy Mania, hello. I enjoyed your premiere video. Really good stuff. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'm glad that I was able to meet you and your fine gentleman. We appreciate you coming to the open mic. Unfortunately, it looks like your guys' travel may be somewhat restricted now. I think you're back in the capital, is that right? So stay safe, and we'll hope to see you on the next journey when we get back to there. Yeah, Traveler, have a great day. Yeah, Thailand Digital Nomad, the CCSA announced yesterday afternoon that 7 provinces were added to dark red: Rayong and Chonburi and Chong Chong Sao. So basically, from here in Rayong traveling to Bangkok, every province is dark red now. And even, like I said, Udon Thani up in Isan was added, Surin was added, I'm not sure what the entire 7 was, but yeah, I mean, that just and the metric that they used, Tom, was 100 plus new cases per day. So that may be the new metric. If any province you know, is starting to have positive test results of 100 and up, that may be the new metric that they automatically in their next meeting, right, with the CCSA, they'll be classified as dark red. That's, from what I could gather, that seems to be the metric. Oh, you're so welcome, Travel Crazy Mania. Happy to support you. Hey, looky there, guys. James C. Shannon in the house. Yeah, it's up to you. What part of Indiana are you in? I grew up in Gary back in the 60s. Inshallah. Good morning, James. Thanks for coming in. Our governor is a businessman, so let's hope in-house dining stay. Yeah, I agree, and that's what I couldn't figure out, Tom, is you know, the CCSA is the national, right? And then they have their meetings with the, you know, the prime minister and the national government. So when they issue dark red zones, classifications, and advisories, I don't know whether the Rayong governor or any governor that's been classified as dark red has the ability to not impose the maximum restrictions. I really don't know. It's really hard to figure that out. And talking with Nina and Nam Yin yesterday, when we found out that we were classified as dark red, they were the same way. They're like, well, we just have to wait and see if it actually applies to Phala. You know, I mean, the Rayong governor may be able to, depending on the sub-district in the province, only restrict dine-in in certain areas or something. I just really don't know. I know in the past, when we were classified as dark red, we were required to do takeaway and dine-in. I mean, takeaway and delivery only. But that was, you know, very short-lived. That was back in December. Very, very short period of time that we were actually classified for that. And then we were able to reopen our dine-in. So who knows? We'll just have to follow the news, Tom. I really don't. I don't know what to say. Good question, Tom. I don't know. I mean, Chonburi was classified as dark red too, and like I say, if you read the statement from the CCSA, they advise the 7 new provinces that are classified as dark red to implement the same maximum control measures as the other deep red zone. So does that advisory mean the governors have no choice? It's kind of like there's a scale of restrictions depending on what color you're classified. Yeah, from green to yellow to orange to red to dark red. And then if you look on that chart, the restrictions, right? So I don't know whether they'll be able to even make exceptions. I mean, if you're deep red, and what if our numbers today are under 100? Does that mean we fall out of the dark red? I mean, I really don't know how it's going to work, but obviously the previous deep red zones, you were restricted, right, from interprovincial travel only for necessity. So I'm assuming you would have to have some kind of a document with you that shows why you are leaving or entering. Either exiting or entering a deep red zone was restricted under maximum control. So that's a good question, Tom. I sure hope not, but I mean, my guess would be, yeah, you won't be able to travel from Chonburi to Rayong because we're classified as deep red. But I mean, maybe we'll know today. We're hoping we actually get updates today, but it could be Monday, you know. But I really think that, you know, again, an advisory is different than an order, right? So the CCSA, it has the advisory. Everyone in dark red zone need to, you know, implement maximum control measures, which interprovincial travel is part of those measures, right? Is there exceptions? I don't know. Really don't. Hey, James, yeah, good morning, good morning. But thank you guys. Got 23 in the house. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise today. It's beautiful, beautiful morning. And like I say, we'll definitely keep you guys updated on how we are impacted. You know, business is already really slow, and that's not just us, it's every restaurant, even the evening restaurants. Nam Yin and I, you know, travel around in the evenings a little bit after we close up. And yeah, there's just one of the most popular restaurants down here in Phala is called Nom Ban Ban. Very, very popular, and been there for quite a while, right on the main drag. And yeah, they've been really, really slow too. So it'll be really rough for all the restaurants if you're down to takeaway and delivery only, because you know some of the restaurants do use Panda and you know, express delivery for food, but that's, you know, that's at 30% over and above, you know, the menu price. So you would have to charge the customers 30% more to keep the same profit margin that you had in dine-in. So back when we did delivery, we just had Nina doing deliveries, but it was only local here in Phala. We never really ramped up a big delivery plan to deliver to, you know, all of Ban Chang and I talked to Food Panda, and what's the other one? I can't remember, but yeah, it was 30%. You have to sign a contract and everything, right? So I was like, wow, that's, you know, adding 30% to every meal, pretty rough. But anyway, you guys know us. I mean, we'll keep fighting, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, if it goes to takeaway and delivery only, that's going to be devastating, right? I mean, it's going to be real difficult to keep our staff. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, there's probably other arrangements that we can make with the lady that we rent the building from and stuff like that to, you know, kind of mothball and store stuff, and then, you know, hopefully will be unclassified as dark red, and, you know. So I mean, I'm anticipating that they will restrict dine-in, because that's what they've done in the other dark red zones. So they would have to make an exception, right, is the way I understand it. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. And even though Rayong has been classified as dark red, the governor has some latitude as to what he is required to close, because like even in the dark red zones, I believe they had to close all massage shops too. Yeah, and all of our massage shops have been open here in Rayong this whole time. They've never been closed. So, but we weren't classified as dark red until yesterday. So, you know, we just have to wait and see. And like I say, you know, worst comes to worst, we'll do the free food bank thing where people can stop by and get some food, and just play it by ear. You know, I know our staff will be understanding. There's just not going to be enough, you know, orders for takeaway and delivery. I don't think that would sustain us, you know, keeping full staff. But we sure hope not, you know. But like I say, we just be honest and transparent with you guys. There's no reason to do otherwise, right? And hope for the best, expect the worst kind of thing. But I'm just glad that the beaches aren't closed, because at least you can enjoy the simple things and going outdoors and all that kind of stuff. But I was really shocked. To be honest with you, it wouldn't have shocked me if Chonburi had been added to dark red, because again, their numbers were 3 or 4 or 5 times higher than Rayong's for, you know, quite a while now. Rayong's been pretty low, but you know, we were added too. So that was pretty shocking. I wasn't expecting it, not with, you know, just Rayong's a big province, and they had like, I think 123 new cases yesterday. So, you know, that's pretty minuscule, right? But if they're using the metric of 100 plus cases a day to classify a dark red zone, then, you know, it can happen pretty much in any province, right? Depending on the amount of testing that's going on. So anyway, I don't want to depress anybody, because we all got a lot to deal with psychologically, you know, living in isolation. And here in Thailand, it's just, you know, they're going through a stage of this crisis that the West has already recovered from the most part. So, and I think, you know, if you look, there's statistic analysis on all of the ASEAN nations. So you can look at the numbers in Indonesia and the Philippines and right? So all of this area is going through that same stage. I don't believe they've reached a peak yet, and that's why they're implementing harsh restrictions. You know, the old adage, right? Try to flatten the curve and avoid any patients needing treatment not being able to find that treatment, right? So that's, I think that's the critical stage that Thailand is in, and hopefully the zones that haven't been that affected, you know, the yellow, green zone, stuff like that, hopefully their numbers will just stay low, and that way it doesn't become, you know, a massive problem nationwide. But I was really shocked about Udon Thani. I mean, that's where my wife's from. Beautiful province up there in Isan, and Udon Thani city's a nice city, but most of the province is very rural, farmland, right? And for them to be classified as dark red, I was like, wow. But then I seen the metric is 100 plus new cases, and I'm like, oh, well, if that's all it takes, then, you know, it's not a big hurdle, really, you know, for the entire province to have 100 new confirmed cases, right? But a buddy of mine's up in Chiang Mai, and you know, the numbers are pretty low up there. I think they're yellow zone. So you know, hopefully those zones, now that they've restricted travel, I guess the best they can from the big hotspots, you know, maybe those provinces that really haven't had a large community spread, maybe they'll be able to really, you know, stay low on numbers, and then a province like ours in Rayong, numbers will start to go back down, and it won't last too long. But you know, like I say, it is what it is, and if we have to close the dine-in, then that's just what we have to do, and we'll make plans, you know, kind of daily, temporary plans until we come out on the other side of this thing. So anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna go to the open mic and assist Nam Yen, and we're gonna make some big pots of food today, and some rice, and you know, bag things up and make a takeaway station for anyone that's in need. So that's kind of a, you know, it's one of those things you can do that makes you feel good, and there's not a whole lot right now to make anyone feel good. So the fact that we're in a position and we can help people, and then we'll just have to see, you know, how many people after we publish that we're giving away the free food, how many people take advantage of that, and then how often we need to replenish it, you know, and make some more. And so we're, you know, do that, and that'll keep us busy. I know it'll make Nina and Noe happy too, to be, you know, busy. Even if we don't have customers that much, we can be busy all helping prepare, you know, the free food bank. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Wow, that sun's getting bright now. Hope you enjoyed the sunrise, guys. The battery's probably going to die pretty quick here on the GoPro. Looks like we got beautiful skies today. The air is just amazing here. Very beautiful, clean air. And thank you all so much. Yeah, things change rapidly, don't they, Tom? You know, it's you know, like I say, our local customers were still coming, all that. I mean, the ladies have not had a single day without a customer, right? Some days they only have 4 or 5 customers that day, but you know, at least the locals were still coming. And you know, we might be able to service those locals with takeaway and delivery, but like Tom said, if they do impose travel restrictions in between Chonburi and Rayong, that's going to have a huge impact on all the businesses, right? And I mean, you can see Chonburi, right, in your view right now. That's Chonburi. It's right on the other side of Utapao Airport here. So literally, a lot of our customers that are in Chonburi, it's not a far drive at all to come have breakfast, right? So, but you know, if that's what happens, we're going to have to deal with it, right? But anyway, guys, really appreciate it. Stay safe, Triple T. Hey, you guys do the same. Hope to see you soon. Our happy-go-lucky life is in the house. Take care. Thank you. Sorry if I missed a few new viewers in the chat. We really appreciate all the new subscribers, and you know, we'll just try to keep positive here, and at the same time be honest with you guys, right? But I certainly don't want to add to anyone's depression, because, you know, it's difficult, and a lot of us deal with anxiety and depression, and, you know, it's a crazy world we live in, and a lot of us try to, you know, follow the world news on this situation, and when you start looking at the numbers, and a lot of things don't make sense to us, and there's just so much uncertainty. But you know, every day above ground's a good day, right? We're still breathing. We have to count our blessings. I'm very, very fortunate to have the pension income that I have, and be able to, you know, have some staying power here. But you know, I've always thought a worst case scenario when this third wave began in mid-April, that, you know, if it got to a point where we had to do takeaway and delivery only, would I be able to continue to sustain the restaurant at that point? And I'm not sure, but it just depends on how prolonged it's going to be. And so if I can help anyone by staying positive and just showing determination. We are a post-pandemic business, as many of you know. That's the reason the business even exists. If it wasn't for this crisis, my wife and I probably wouldn't have opened a business for several more years, you know, because we'd have been traveling to America and every year, and, you know. So if especially all the new subscribers, I know all of you people that have been following the channel for a long time know the story of why we even decided to invest in our community and open a business. But for those of you that don't know that, I mean, we did it in spite, right? And then when we opened the restaurant on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2020, you know, it was out of spite. It was like, okay, the bar was closed. We opened the bar in 1st of September 2020, and then, you know, because of this crazy crap, the bar got shut down. So boom, determined to get a restaurant open and function like that. So, you know, it's just like, keep fighting, you know, keep fighting for your interest. And I know a lot of you that watch in the West, you know, you're on the bottom of the, you know, the curve is gone. I mean, you were way up here, and now you're, you know, I mean,